Hi guys, and welcome everyone to the Steel City Slamboree podcast, but a kind of special off-season while Ewan is away version of it, which we're doing like a bunch of these series where we're doing Slamboree showdowns, where me and Ewan will be playing games and quizzes and whatever. We have the Origins of Slamboree, which should be already out already. There should be one last week, where me and Ewan just talk about how we got into wrestling. This week is something very different. As Ewan isn't here at all, he's probably in the middle of France now, I'd imagine, or Spain. But we are doing the outside perspective, where myself and my guest Ellie
Hello.
Have watched a few different documentaries, and will be watching in the future different documentaries about wrestling. And the outside part is the fact that she isn't a wrestling fan.
No.
And therefore, it will be getting a different perspective of kind of the documentary itself.
I wouldn't say I'm not a fan, but I'm nowhere near as into it as I think you are.
It's like the most casual a fan could be.
Pretty
like,
much.
You know the basics of it.
Yeah.
Not like the inner stuff like we all do, and they don't look like,
I don't know like the law. Like like quotation marks, the law.
Yeah, I will go, this match is like really good, you should watch it, and then you most likely enjoy it. But that is probably as far as it goes.
Yeah,
then,
probably.
Apart from like seeing some stuff on your feeds and
I follow a few like of the superstars on Instagram, like Rhea and other
Randy.
people and things like that, and obviously Randy Orton and things. That's literally like the only time I will ever like voluntarily look at it without you being here, which makes that sound really bad, but it's not.
No, it's
not, because I am entertained by it, but I will happily admit that like I think I came into this friendship being like, I think what everybody else thinks, they're like, it's WWE, it's weird, it's wrestling, ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh. Especially in the UK where it is not big at all. What I knew of, it's not massive like it is in America and like obviously Canada and other places and things like that. Over here, it's football, and that's what it is, basically. Or golf. Which is, you just pulled the face that I would just pull as well. Ew, golf, ugh.
Yep.
Bowling.
Absolutely.
But I will happily sit and watch matches and things like that. And I think I have become way more educated within the world itself. And I love to learn, but I like to learn behind the scenes things. Yeah. So I loved, obviously, the Netflix series. Is it Unreal? Yeah, Unreal. Absolutely loved it. That's my sort of niche, is like the documentary type of behind the scenes stuff.
Yeah.
Obviously the matches are entertaining, and obviously there are some rubbish ones, and there are some ones where I have looked at you and gone, what on earth is this that you've put on? Like, what is this shit that I'm watching? Yeah, but then there's other ones where, even I can't look at the screen because I can't see whoever, throw them over the rope and go headfirst into a set of stairs. Like,
yeah, true.
Yeah, it's entertaining, and I get it, and I've always said to you this, I get it. Yeah. Now that I've seen it from your perspective and seen, and been friends with you who is so into it like you are.
Yeah.
I appreciate it a lot more than I did, I think, at the beginning of our friendship. 1,000%. I'd put money on it.
I think like the natural progression was obviously Royal Rumble matches.
Yeah.
They're like the easiest thing to get people into, or like the storylines that are easiest to follow.
Yeah, I mean, obviously I knew, I think as like everybody in the bloody world, I know who John Cena is, but I knew like the old superstars. So like obviously like Undertaker and everybody from that kind of like that sort of era. I know who they are. Yeah. Didn't know who Rhea was. Didn't know who like Io Sky was. Any of them. Didn't know who any of them was until I met you. So so my knowledge was basically what your bog standard stereotype of knowledge would be about wrestling. If you asked any member of the general public, name a wrestler, John Cena. Yeah. That's who they're going to name because it's John Cena.
Yeah, exactly.
It was basically the face of it. was the face of it.
Exactly, yeah. So that's kind of, and they say, with you enjoying Unreal so much.
Loved it.
That's kind of what inspired me to ask you to kind of fill in while Ewan is away and maybe continue once he's back, pretty much.
I know, man.
Because it's a good niche to have when you have friends that'll talk about wrestling even though they aren't into it as much as others.
Yeah.
I feel like it's a good market.
Yeah, I like it. I wouldn't say I love it, but I like it a lot. Yeah. And I appreciate it.
Yeah. So we end up talking about it every time we hang out together anyway. Like, you always ask me what's going on instead of just
yeah, of course I do, because I am in, like, I know some of the storylines obviously from you, like, complete disclaimer, like, all my knowledge is basically from Leo, by the way, like, complete disclaimer, basically, but, like, And like, it's weird because to look at it from my point of view is more of that, like I said, background sort of. I completely understand why, XYZ and ABC are having this storyline because of, this person is doing this, or that person now has to main event this because of this storyline, and then they need to do, when you sit and actually listen and have somebody like you break it down, you then go, oh, right. So then they're in there and they're in this and then right, and then you start getting it. You start getting the, oh, now I understand why they do that every time they come out, or now I understand why that finisher is this or whatever, and right, now I get why they hate each other, or now I get why they're in an on-screen relationship. Totally get it now. Which has been honestly fascinating, like genuinely fascinating to actually learn the ins and outs of it. And it's not just what people think it is, which is two sweaty men throwing each other around a ring and that's it, and it's shit and it's boring and it's not. There are so many people and so many things that go into just that one night of Raw, or like massive events like can't speak. WrestleMania, sorry, that's what I was trying to say. I was trying to say Royal Rumble and WrestleMania at the same time. But like the big massive events like that. Yeah. And there's so much work that goes into it and the writing of it. And like before I met you, I had no idea that like WrestleMania is basically decided. Sorry, the events that lead up to it, are basically decided months, if not a year in advance, which I didn't even know. Obviously, I think everybody knows that it's predicted, and obviously we all know that they already know who's going to win, all that. But actually, so much more has gone into it.
Exactly. So
than like what people think is like a bloody coin toss in the back and go, all right, well, you're winning, there you go. It's not. It's not. It's carried on from loads and loads of things.
So yes, I mean, speaking of WrestleMania, and as people can see on the screen, whereas I put up the WWE 24 logo, which is what we watched today, is like a bunch of those talking about WrestleMania 31, WrestleMania 36, and due to
the rubbish ones,
pretty much, and then due to not realizing that DVDs won't work, we ended up watching a documentary on the Raw after WrestleMania in 2016, so WrestleMania 32, which
has also given me a new perspective, because actually you would think, naturally, the WrestleMania weekend is the biggest of superstars' lives, or if somebody's making their debut or if someone's main eventing it, that's obviously the biggest thing since sliced bread of the year. That's it. And it's not. But it is, but it's not, because then it's the Monday night after the Sunday. Of, like you said earlier when we were watching it, like the electricity of the crowd, like you've still got it going, like they're still pumped to be there. It's still that electric energy in whatever stadium they're at. The fans are still going. I said to you downstairs, I was like, it's like an all weekend bender, just sober, if you choose. But it is. It's like it's like having an all weekend bender. That feeling, that the adrenaline, that excitement of it.
It's kind of like having New Year's Eve.
Yes.
But then you have to have New Year's Day off because you still want to celebrate the New Year.
I feel like, obviously, somebody who's still not like massively educated, I feel like that Monday night after the Sunday WrestleMania night is like, we start again.
Yeah, it's the calendar reset for us.
Yeah, exactly. So whatever has happened over the weekend is obviously going to carry on to Monday night, and then you get the reaction from, that situation, whatever happened, whoever won the main event, whoever it was, it completely carries on, and then that's like the fresh start, if that makes any sense. Like, that's where we go, right, WrestleMania's done, Monday Night Raw, we start new, go.
Yeah. And obviously we see on Unreal how Raw and all that set up, and it's like even more like higher leveled stuff for Raw after WrestleMania, because you've got to make it worth coming back again
after the big massive
because as they said on the documentary, is that it's not just the American fans that are still around, it's worldwide fans that are still
worldwide
around.
That are still tuning in and
like
watching.
The people that will do their first Raw like ever, like the first ever TV shows, so it's making sure you're keeping them. And also it's not like, okay, we've done the biggest thing, now we're going to relax a bit. It's like, no, we're going to have to carry on and try and keep the momentum as it is, but also build momentum towards the next pay-per-view. All that kind of stuff. So,
It's building that storyline, isn't it? And then obviously, like you said, carrying on, all this work that has gone into obviously the lead up of WrestleMania and then WrestleMania itself to then literally fresh start Monday Night Raw, right, go. Yeah. We've got to start it all over again, basically. And then, because like I said, I had no idea that stuff was written months, years in advance. Like, no idea. I generally thought, like, I think most people, again, like I said, coin toss, right, you win, done. Yeah. Which is not. It's so much more than that.
Yeah, well, that's it. So, from the first one that we watched, which was WrestleMania 31, which, obviously, for people, in case you don't know, which you should do if you're listening to this, is the one where Rollins cashed in Money in the Bank at the end of the night.
Yeah, unless you're like me, which I didn't know.
Yeah. Was there anything that, like, stood out with that one compared... Like, is there anything that surprised you about that one? That, like... compared to, I don't know, like, you can't really compare it to anything. I suppose you can only really compare it to the one about WrestleMania last year from Unreal, I guess.
Yeah.
Or compared to Pandemic Mania.
Yeah, but I mean, Pandemic Mania was Pandemic Mania. Yeah. I mean, as somebody who has generally watched it for the first time today, as we were recording this, it was, lackluster. I mean, obviously, because it's the pandemic and there's no crowd or anything, but it was just very weird to watch, and I totally understand why you made the comment of, this is the WrestleMania, like, you personally, and then maybe other people feel the same, that you don't rewatch. No. You don't go back to it, because it's not worth it. And I also just and it sounds really awful, and I'm not taking away from anybody's work who went into that, because obviously we all thought it'd be cancelled, the world shut down, everything was cancelled, obviously the Olympics, tournaments, everything was gone. Yeah. And they didn't. They were like, yeah, we'll carry on, we'll keep doing it. Yeah. Did it work, in my opinion? I don't know. I mean, it did because it's WrestleMania, and obviously they knew people were going to watch it because it's WrestleMania. It's one of the biggest things, if not the biggest event of the year for WWE itself. Yeah. And wrestling itself. But I don't know. There was just something about it when we're watching it. And even without the crowd, I was still just a bit like... yeah. Like, are we done? Is this over? Like, I'm bored. And I know it's shit. And I know, obviously, it's not any superstar's fault. And it's not, they did the best. Yeah. They brought in the bloody massive WrestleMania sign, for God's sake. Yeah. Like, for me, it wasn't it. Yeah, it just wasn't.
Yeah, so, like, when I think about worst Manias, it's always the one that comes up first. Because ideally, what you want out of a WrestleMania is not just how it feels in the moment, but the rewatchability of it.
Yeah.
And you won't
rewatch that.
Or
and
like
if you do, from that era. I would love to honestly know why. Yeah. Unless you literally want to see a match that is that is only in that WrestleMania, fair. Yeah. But if you're rewatching it just because you want to rewatch it, it's WrestleMania, I can think of probably 3 off the top of my head that I would rather watch than that. Yeah. Like, I wouldn't... Like, if you never put it on again or never talked about it, I'd be like, fair. Oh, yeah. Because I don't really care for it either.
Yeah, it's certainly really something we talk about when it comes around to WrestleMania. Yeah. And it's always in the negative side.
Yes.
So it's always, like, in the same band as, like, WrestleMania 32, which essentially everyone was injured for.
Yeah.
WrestleMania 37 is known as a bad one, just due to the fact that it's just not very good.
I have not seen that, by the way.
There's only really one good match on the entire show, and the main event of that show is to set up for the next year's WrestleMania main event, which was Rock and Cena.
Yeah.
So it's just not seen as... It's like a setup Mania.
Yeah.
It's quite bizarre.
Yeah, rather than WrestleMania.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, which I get. And like I said, yeah, if you are, like, obviously so into it like you are, then yeah. Obviously, to an outsider, it's just WrestleMania in it, but it's not. It's...
Yeah. I think with the pandemic era of stuff, because it wasn't only WWE going through, it was also AEW and all that kind of stuff. The brand that I have always said that did it best was NXT.
Really?
And the reason that NXT did it well is because the wrestlers were the crowd. Everybody else was stood. So they were like behind plexiglass and the barricade, and they'd smack the plexiglass.
WWE, take some bloody notes.
Well, this was sorry. So it's... Well, that's what they should have done with main roster stuff.
Yeah.
But NXT did it really well because they were just wrestlers that were the crowd. So yeah, they booed the bad guys and cheered the good guys, and they cheered everyone they were supposed to.
Yeah.
But at least it was an atmosphere.
Yeah. And I think that is completely what...
Yeah.
Well, it was. That was basically the only massive thing missing was the crowd and was that electricity of feeling.
Yeah.
Obviously.
So, like when people talk about before the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
how much a crowd means to a match.
You can make or break it.
Yeah, but like they said that before, and it's like, oh yeah, but does it really? And then with the pandemic,
and then we basically had an entire mania of evidence going, yes, it bloody does.
Yeah, we spent like the whole year doing that. It was like, oh, okay, this isn't great.
Well, yeah, because think about, was it Drew McIntyre that did that? Yeah. Think about if that would have been at a normal mania.
Oh.
That would have been insane.
Yep.
It would have shook the roof off the stadium if they had one with a roof. It would have honestly blown it away.
Well, that's it. Yeah, it's one of the things of like the what ifs of wrestling.
Absolutely.
If Drew had won in front of a crowd, if
what would
things
have
happened, how would have things changed? But also, would Brock Lesnar have put on a better match if there'd been a crowd?
Yes.
Which you had to believe. Yeah, Brock wasn't.
I'm sorry.
For going into an abandoned building.
Well, I watched him, and I was just like, he doesn't give he didn't care.
Yeah.
I'm like. And like I've said to you, if I was ever a superstar, well, I mean, if I was ever a bloke, which I have no plans on being, and my opponent was Brock Lesnar, you would naturally shit yourself. But like I said, I would shit myself in the essence of like, I would want to do so well because Brock Lesnar is a very serious man.
Yeah.
And he takes his job very seriously. And he is no bullshit, no nonsense person. And he, I'm still surprised they got him involved in the bloody John Cena goodbye video where he literally didn't even face the camera. He just held the thing up and I was like, fair enough. I didn't think he'd even bother because he's a very serious bloke and he doesn't joke about it and he doesn't go with the gimmick. Sorry, he doesn't have a gimmick if that, what I mean. Obviously, his gimmick is Brock. Yeah. His gimmick is, I am Brock Lesnar. I am the size of a brick shithouse and I'm going to annihilate you.
Yeah.
But I also feel like that is his reputation though, aside from a gimmick, Brock doesn't have a, let's quote, gimmick. Yeah. You know what I mean? And I think that's why I like him a lot, because he's a very serious man. But I would also shit myself. I would absolutely shit myself if I ever, came in the ring with him. But watching him on the video and watching his face, he didn't care. He didn't care to be there. And he was, let's get this job done, I'm going home.
True, but then we also saw the other side of Brock.
Yeah.
When it came to The Undertaker and WrestleMania 31. Where he hyped him up before the match.
Yeah, which I literally turned to you and I was like, what?
Yeah.
Going up to... I mean, we're not calling him Mark. We're calling him Mark. Good old Mark. We love Mark. Shout out to Mark and Glenn. They're my favourites. Mark and Glenn.
Kane and The Undertaker.
And Randy Orton, obviously. But I think we all know why, ladies. Stunning man. And I just... It was nice to see that side of him, though, but still in that professional sense of, we've got the shit. You can do this. The Undertaker. You don't need to be nervous. Yeah. You are the Undertaker. Like, you're fine. Yeah. And it was quite nice to see that, like human side of him, in a way.
Because we didn't really get that until he came back when he was Cowboy Brock.
Yeah.
And it was like, this is the complete opposite of what we...
Who's this?
Yeah.
Who is this?
So, I don't... It's... that kind of weird thing with Brock, where it's like he can be professional if he really wants to be, but when he can't be arsed, you can really tell. Yeah,
which I think is a bit of a shame because I know. Well, I don't know. I say it's a bit of a shame, but then I'm also a bit like.
But you kind of like that.
I kind of like that. I don't know. I kind of like that though. Like, but wow, I can't even speak at the minute. What I will say, what's I'm trying to say? What I will say. Is that I think if it was anybody else, I don't think I would like it. Because I think I would find it unprofessional and rude. But because it's Brock Lesnar, I think it still suits him as a character, as his persona of Brock Lesnar on WWE. Yeah. It still suits I don't give a shit. Well, I'm just here, aren't I? Well, I'm just rocking up. I'm Brock Lesnar. What more do you want? I am Brock Lesnar. But he can get away with that because he is Brock Lesnar. What else do you want? It's Brock Lesnar. You're lucky he's in the building. Yeah.
Yeah, it's the special attraction of Brock Lesnar, which I always like. But then, like, for example, Ewan hates him because of
Which I just don't get.
because of the he clearly doesn't care about anybody, about this
but it's just brilliant, though. No, I'm sorry, I disagree with Ewan completely. Sorry, Ewan. I'm sorry, darling. I hope you're having fun wherever you are right now, but I completely disagree with you. I just think it's brilliant because it's Brock. I just think it's great.
Yeah, and then kind of keeping with The Undertaker, it didn't really show it much on the 31 documentary, but having his entrance in the light.
Oh, what was that? What was that? Was it it's a Sting, wasn't it, as well, on the same...
So Sting, would normally have a quite darkened entrance.
A dark entrance. Because when you put the video, I had never seen a Sting entrance.
Yeah, that's fine.
Like, never. So obviously, to me, I don't know what is meant to happen. Obviously, Undertaker, I think we can all use our common sense. He's meant to be dead. It's meant to be dark. It's meant to be... Sorry, that's my phone. Apologies. It's meant to be dark. It's meant to be gloomy, dirty, graveyard. So I didn't know what the Sting was meant to be. And then when you were like, oh no, this is meant to be like Mark's, entrance. This is meant to be dark and dingy and bleh.
Yeah.
And to see it in basically what is probably 40-degree baking heat in the middle of wherever they were. Where were they?
It was Silicon Valley.
Wait, say again.
Silicon Valley.
Silicon Valley?
Yeah.
Wherever that is.
That's what the documentary said.
Wherever that is. Apologies. Wherever that is. At like 2:30 in the afternoon. And it didn't do it. It didn't do it. And I felt bad, yeah, watching The Undertaker's entrance come in, and I was like, wow, this is... Might as well just walk to the ring. Might as well just not bothered. The whole effect of it was gone, but I get it, because, I mean, you can't win every situation. You can't. No. And there was no roof on the stadium either, no. So, you couldn't make that darkness, turn all the lights off. You couldn't do that, because it's an open-top stadium.
Yeah.
So, you do have to adapt. And like I said, you can't win every situation. But when your superstar is reliant, let's be honest, on the fact that there is no lights on for their entrance, that is the hot, pyrotechnics going, everything going.
Yeah.
So I'm going to be honest, it looks shite during the day. It looks weird because it's not meant to be like that.
Yeah, so I think it's what they did for WrestleMania 31, which I didn't watch live.
Yeah.
But by the time we got to the main event, which was Brock and Roman,
it
was slightly darker.
Oh, was it?
Yeah. So with that being said, at WrestleMania 39, we did every single match on I think it was the first night, I can't remember the second night, where we did all the matches.
Yeah.
And then we had about half an hour of ads. Waiting for it to go dark. So then...
Shut up!
Yeah.
So brilliant.
So then it went dark, and then because I think one of the entrants was again relying on the dark.
That's hilarious.
So it was just we're still doing
it. We're still going.
It's going dark. It's dark now. What? But it was we're just killing time for it to.
That's
go dark
hilarious.
So I assume that's what they might have done with Brock and Roman, where it's just they're gonna keep filling it full of rubbish, and then. So then the light goes out.
And you know what? Somebody is there backstage with a sundial, timer on.
Yeah.
Headphone on. Right. 45 seconds. 31. 29. 28. They're counting down to when that sun is meant to set.
Yeah. Because it was one of the things when me and you went to All In the first year, so 23, there's a team called the House of Black.
Yeah.
Who, as you know, the lights go out for their entrance. So they went on second to last.
Well, I'm not surprised.
And even then, you could see them.
Oh no!
It wasn't it wasn't awful, but it was still it's light enough so we can kind of see you still. We can see you appearing and reappearing.
Oh.
The second year we went, they kicked off the show, so they just went out. They didn't rely on the dark; they just went out in the light, and it was what it was.
Yeah, like I said, you can't win every scenario, can you?
True. But then, again, it was just with All In. It was by the time we got to the main event. Oh, it's dark.
Oh, that's why we've had 45 minutes of ads.
But so I found myself when I was at work before going to All In. I was how is it getting dark? when do we think this match is going to happen?
Shut the fuck up.
Because it's funny. I found it funny.
So when is it dark again?
Yeah, because it's
that's so funny.
Because then it was trying to get the match card right.
Yeah.
So it was okay, so this is going to go on late due to it being dark.
Yeah,
so how late can we put it on? That it
how
ends
late
up not
can
being
we time
the main
this?
Event.
Oh, that's hilarious.
So,
bless you. That's so funny.
But yeah, I mean, is there anything else that you have in mind?
I mean, I would just literally sit and be repeating myself, but I do have like massive appreciation, massive, like humongous respect.
Yeah.
Way more than I did for everyone on that roster. Well, if they're on the roster or they're not. Anybody coming up, anybody who's currently there, anybody, anything like the training, the dieting, the rehearsals, the stunt work.
Yeah.
Like the shit that goes into it, which again, I just think people who aren't fans are just, and I was one, like just stereotypically naive.
Yeah.
And just, dickheads about it because and I've said this to your face, I have been very honest with you. It's a weird hobby to be into. It is. It's a weird, especially again, over in the UK where it is not massive whatsoever.
Yeah.
It was weird to be into wrestling when I was younger. It's, if you were into it, you were the weirdo in school, or you were, the loner in school, or you were, one of those people, that were stereotyped like that.
Yeah.
But it's not. Like, these men and women and anybody in between are athletes.
Yeah.
And again, I have educated, like, my husband and, like, his best mate, and basically anybody I can. And I'm like, no. You
don't get it.
No, literally, like, one of them, like, you don't get it. It's just a phase, mom. Like, one of those, like, you don't get it. Like, you have no idea what goes into this 4-hour pay-per-view, or, this 2-day event, or the Royal Rumble. You have no fucking idea the work that goes into this, regardless behind the scenes. Like, the superstars themselves train hours a day. Like I've already said, rehearse, like, because everything has to be done safely. Everything has to be, well, maybe not everything, but things have to be rehearsed.
Yeah.
Obviously there are certain moves and things where you probably can rock up on the night, and, they're kind of universal. Everybody knows them. Everybody knows how to do them safely on each other. Man or a woman, everybody knows.
Yep.
But people have finishers that are personalised to them.
Yeah.
That have to be practiced, or, throwing somebody over the rope onto a certain object may have to be rehearsed because there's a crowd around, there's commentators around, there's camera around, it has to be safe. Totally get it. And I think that the safety is, I think, what outside people cling on to, like myself, because then they turn safety into fakeness. Yeah. And they go, well, it's not real. Yeah. It might not be, it might not be quotation marks real.
Yeah.
But it is real. This is real for every fan in that stadium. This is real for every person who is paid to watch this, or watching it at home, streaming it, whatever you're doing. That is real. And I also think people don't realise that it's not real.
Oh, yeah.
Like, it's not real, don't you?
Yeah.
There you go. Like, no, but, I mean, you're laughing, but, like, I'm laughing, but, like, I have heard, like, utter stupidity come out of people's mouths. And I'm like, the fans aren't delusional. Like, we're not you're not sat here going, oh, it's 100% real. He's definitely, elbowed him in the fucking head, and he's 1,000%, shoved his, whatever into this. And
true, but then at the same time, it's not as if other people are turning around and going, I know, but when the Avengers saved New York that one time,
stop it.
It's like, well, what's the difference?
Yeah, what's the difference?
The Avengers didn't actually
the Avengers are currently on a set in the middle of Los Angeles with a green screen behind them, and those rocks are made of rubber. They're not even real.
Yeah.
Whereas
we're being treated as if, like,
as you're stupid, but you're not. But saying that though, but Triple H. This is just me, like, naming random wrestlers now that I know. This is like Triple H throwing CM Punk over the ropes, and CM Punk going head first into that set of stairs. That is real. Yeah. That's real. That's happening, like, as you're watching it. Obviously safely, to an extent, but it's real.
Well, it's like when they go, when they're not actually punching each other. Okay, well, look at this dive that they do.
Yeah, all right, but... No, but that's what I mean. But people turn that into fake. Yeah, it's not real. It's all fake. It's boring. Yeah, it might not be, but there are so many other things if you just stop and listen. Like, there are so many other amazing special things that go into these performances. And I also don't think, like, how people don't realise, shall I say, how much the crowd is involved.
Yeah.
Which I didn't even realise, how much the crowd and how much fan reaction and interaction on, like, Twitter, Instagram, obviously, maybe other platforms I don't know about, matters. to the decisions that are made behind the scenes, to the decisions that, you know, a prop is used, a certain costume color is used, a certain pyrotechnic may be used, a storyline is created potentially by fans, you know, reactions, interactions with everything. And it massively influences things. But, from my opinion, it would massively influence me if I was ever a superstar or anything like that. And I've said to you, like, imagine that feeling, standing in that ring. You've made a debut, or, you know, this might be a couple of years into your career, or you're main an event in a WrestleMania, or you're winning a Rumble or whatever.
Yeah.
The utter, like, the feeling of standing in that ring and tens of thousands of people chanting your name, or chanting, you know, your catchphrase, or doing an action that's, you know, related to you. Yeah. That feeling. Imagine that. Yeah. How would you not want that?
Yeah, I think one, like, because obviously I've been trying to getting you in, I don't say getting you into it, but like showing you stuff for like ages. I think one of the big turning points was when we went to the house show.
Yes.
So we went to go see it live.
Yes.
That was like, not only because then you can hear the ring and how the ring reacts to stuff, but also how a crowd can quite easily.
Oh, it was magical. It was fascinating, and it was. I mean, don't get me wrong. I was excited to go, and if I genuinely did not want to go, I would have just said it to your face.
Yeah.
But I did want to go, and I wanted to experience this. And obviously, you know, the biggest superstar that we saw in person was obviously Cody Rhodes. Of course, Cody Rhodes. And I was singing that bloody theme tune for like 3 weeks after.
Yeah, so if you haven't been to a house show, Cody will stick around after the main event, because he would be the main event, but they keep his theme playing. And it's just the most irritating thing in the world. So you're hearing "whoa" so much. Yeah. So many times.
And then you're in, Cody Rhodes.
So, but yeah, I felt like that was a big, because also at that point you were recognizing people.
Yes. Yeah, I feel like that was my sort of, I don't want to call it like a peak, but like maybe a miniature peak of me starting to recognize people, because I started to put faces to gear.
Yeah.
So like if Leo would say, obviously everybody knows Rhea Ripley, but there's a photo in front of me of her right now. Yeah. So like, so he'd go, no, short black hair, gothic out, like purple, black goth. Oh, yeah, Rhea Ripley. That's how I started to put names to faces.
So the one that always stuck out to me, Burberry
Scarf Man. I knew you were going to say the Burberry Scarf Man.
Being MJF, of course.
I knew you were going to say him. Nobody was though. No, but still to this day, if you say his name and I look at you with a thing and you go, Burberry Scarf Man, I'm like, oh yeah, Burberry Scarf Man.
Yep. Like it pretty much goes with everything. If I say Stephanie Vicker, I go horns.
Horns, yeah.
That's normally what gets it off. And yeah, there's loads of different examples of that. If it's Jade Cargill, I think it's Amazon is what you normally call Jade Cargill. To be fair,
I know who Jade is, because she is, quite frankly, one of the hottest women I've ever seen in my life. She's also an absolute Amazonian gladiator. Yeah, so she's just an Amazonian woman.
So yeah, if I ever mention somebody who's looking confused, I've got buzzwords to be able to
figure out. They're literally all like buzzwords, aren't they? I never thought about that. Fuck's sake, I never thought about it like that. Like wrestler bingo, isn't it? Can Ellie get it in time? Isn't it? 30-second timer on. Yeah. Can I name the wrestler? God, which I probably can.
Yeah, to be fair. But yeah, I think that's kind of a good place to wrap it up on.
But then I feel like maybe, I think maybe venturing into AEW and NXT is maybe a bit far right now, because I'm still learning faces for WWE, and obviously still
NXT is WWE.
You know what I mean, though. You know what I mean. You're laughing because you know what I mean. Yeah.
But I think next, my original idea for the first episode was going to be Undertaker's docu-series.
Oh, yeah.
But I wasn't sure how much time we had today.
Yeah.
So I thought I would leave it and just do shorter ones. Because the Undertaker one is quite long.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, because it's episodes instead of just one long thing. But then, obviously, you know who the Undertaker is. Yes. And it's all about him retiring, which, like, kind of is... I think, as someone from the outside, is very interesting as far as... Because Undertaker's such an iconic...
Massive icon. Humongous.
Yeah, I think anyone would kind of be interested to see how it all came.
Oh yeah. He's on the same level as John.
Yeah.
Like, anybody who's anybody is probably going to go John Cena, Undertaker, and maybe name...
Steve Austin.
Yeah, somebody else.
Yeah, so I think that's going to be the next one that we do whenever we can get round to it.
Oh my god, do you know what I have got into because of you introduced me to the world of this? This is fine, this is good. There is a I don't know if it's on like an American TV channel, because I only watch it on like random Facebook reels that come on, because obviously I'm not sure if we can have access to it in the UK. I've told you about it before. It's when they go round trying to buy like the souvenirs. Souvenirs, what am I on about? Memorabilia, sorry.
Yeah.
You know, like Kane's mask, or, you know, like gear they've worn, or belts and things like that. Fascinating. Yeah. It is absolutely fascinating. I just watched because I think I only watched like 10-minute, 12-minute clips on like the reels that I've got, because I don't think we can have access to it. But I just watched one where they were after I'm gonna have to look at you for a minute. I want to say Mick Foley.
Yeah.
Red and
flannel.
The flannel.
Yes.
Yeah, I've just what I was right. Yes. See, get educated, people. Get you a friend like Leo. Yeah, I just watched like a segment from that episode. Yeah. Fascinating. And it's really
what
nice.
Was the memorabilia?
So they were trying to find the original flannel.
Oh, okay.
Because it was Mick himself, and then I'm very sorry, I can't remember the woman's name, whoever you are, I'm very sorry. She was an old Hall of Famer. Can't remember who it is.
Fair enough.
Blonde. I'd say blonde hair, but 90% of them got blonde hair now, so
true.
You know. But they were going around, they'd obviously made a connection with a WWE collector, so just like a random citizen. His basement was incredible. It was fascinating. Because obviously you took them on, like, obviously this basement is basically the size of somebody's house. Obviously, it's enormous square foot. Right. So obviously they took, and I can't remember the bloke's name either. Let's call him Mick. We'll call him Mick. So Mick basically took them round, and like he'd got so many things. He got like tickets from like 1984 or like whenever it was, and then he'd got like, he hadn't got a Kane mask, but I have seen that episode. You know, he'd got a random fucking like something over here, and then he'd got someone's entire gear that was like $30,000. And then he'd got like boots from like 8 different guys. He'd got, what did he got? He got something else at Mick Foley's as well, because they went to him to see if he had it. He hadn't got the original. Yeah. He'd got something else of his, which I can't remember what. It might have been like a leather jacket or something he might have worn as a debut for something. I can't remember. But it was just, but then like the retail prices at like hundreds of thousands of dollars for a cape. No, but you know what I mean? For like a cape that somebody wore for their, you know, WrestleMania debut back in 1995. Like $100,000 for this costume. $20,000 for a pair of boots. Insane. Insane. Insane.
Yeah, no, I think it is like American only.
Yeah, I'm sure it is, because I can only watch it on Facebook clips, like I said. But it is, honestly, it's fascinating, absolutely fascinating that these people that dedicate their lives to this, who aren't even obviously part of the company, who have nothing to do with it themselves, but have spent, you know, I think Mick asked him, he was like, how much, like, estimate do you think that you've spent on your collection of, you know, because he had like, you know, it wasn't one wrestler, it was loads of different. And he was literally like, if I'm being honest, he'd be like close to $1 million. $1 million! $1 million on WWE merch. I'm sorry, but, you know, Cristiano Ronaldo, eat your heart out. Sorry, no one's paying €1 million bloody euros for your football shirt, sorry. I mean, they might, but...
True, yeah, to be fair. But, yeah, no, I mean, I feel like I have too much with just the belts alone. But...
No, I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not about to sit here and spend £300+ on a belt.
Better than figures.
But again, I'm so glad you're not into figures. I'm so happy you're not into figures. Oh, that might have pushed me over the edge, love. I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Nothing against the people that like the figures.
No. Yeah, if that's your niche, then go for it. But but yeah, no, I am very happy you have belts and like posters and T-shirts and. Kind of like like quote normal fan things in a sense. In a sense,
to a degree.
Yeah, no, but obviously there could be lots of worse things.
True.
There could be so many worse things that you could be into, and if this is what your niche is, sweetheart, I'm very happy you found it.
Yeah,
And I wish more people would actually, be educated on it and actually look into it because it's very good. It's really entertaining, and there is a massive reason why they're marketed to families. A huge ass reason. And that crowd is full of children because it's so entertaining and it's brilliant. It's brilliant what they do.
And there's also a reason why a company like Netflix has picked it up.
Oh,
like
yes.
Because
I don't want to think how much money that was.
I know it was in the billions. I know it was.
Oh, very easily.
Yeah. So, like you say, it is. I feel like Netflix is definitely helping it come back into the mainstream.
Yes, because obviously it's now
way more accessible.
Yeah, literally, what I was about to say. Yeah, it's accessible to everybody.
Yeah,
who obviously has Netflix.
Apart from there's just no documentaries on there. You have to go on YouTube to find
them.
Which is annoying, but it is what it is.
Yeah, Netflix, if you ever hear this, or, WWE, if you ever hear this.
If Netflix are actually listening, I'd like them to put the entire library of the weekly shows on so I can start watching those again, but they haven't.
Oh, they're not?
Oh, no, yeah, it goes to 2002 to 2020 something.
Oh.
They're missing a 20-year gap of weekly shows on Netflix.
Oh, good luck with that. Good luck getting them.
Mad.
Jesus Christ.
But... yeah, I shall leave it there for now.
Okay.
We'll go into, hopefully, The Undertaker's documentary next time.
Hopefully, yeah.
As I said, I don't know. I don't really have the schedule right now. I've said this on every single one. It's just, once I've figured out a schedule.
Yeah.
Because right now, it's the 11th of April. The WrestleMania is next week, and literally a week today.
It's so funny to talk about Ewan in kind of weird past tense as well, because as we're recording this, Ewan hasn't actually left.
Oh yeah, no,
which is really funny. But when this comes out, Ewan will literally be in the middle of France or Italy or wherever he is. But as of now, he is still in Sheffield.
Yes, he is.
In the UK.
Yep, he's literally coming over here tomorrow for AEW Dynasty.
I know. I do feel like a bit of an imposter. Ewan hasn't actually gone yet.
But he's also going to get things ahead of schedule.
He literally jumped in his grave.
So I could concentrate on my own channel stuff. Yeah. But yeah, as I said, if it's something you guys all enjoy, then do like the video, obviously. Comment about the stuff that was said.
I'll be back, hopefully.
Yeah, well, you'll at least be back for while Ewan's away.
Yeah.
After that, we don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. After that,
So we'll see what Ewan has to say on the subject.
Oh, Ewan is not going to let me come in.
If the channel blows up while Ewan's away, it's gonna be a bit of oh well, who's the real star?
I think you should have stayed in Italy, Ewan, personally. Yeah, that travelling, don't come back.
Actually, channel's doing all right without you.
Yeah.
Stay out there.
Yeah.
But yeah, same. It is. I don't know. Normally, it's this is what Ewan normally does.
Yeah.
Right.
The outro.
So the outro part is usually because. Any other podcast, they'd start plugging their social medias and start plugging this and that.
Follow us on Instagram on this and this. Subscribe.
But we don't do that. So you know what Ewan does? He plugs just any activity or anything to do. So he's you should listen to this album, or you should do this, or you should go. I think at one point it was you should go and watch some rugby or something like that because he's a big fan of rugby.
That's all we've got time for today, guys. Yeah, I really think you should also get invested in rhythmic gymnastics. It's really good sport, actually. Don't just watch it on the Olympics. It's really good. Also, I'm not sure if anybody's seen, there was a massive gymnastics tournament. Apologies, can't remember what it is. But Jordan Childs got a perfect 10 on the vault and the floor. Subscribe, and we'll see you next week.
Yes, and do subscribe to the Steel City Slamboree wrestling podcast
subscribe to Leo's channel.
And go and subscribe to the Wrestling Retrospective.
Please.
Well, and
I'll find you.
Like always, I say I will see you in the next one, even though we can't see each other.
No.
So, goodbye.
Bye.